Hi guys, it's Stacey here from TycoonFactory.com, and I'm really excited to bring you this video today for two reasons. One, it's the first video that I've done for a while, so it's great to catch up with you guys. As many of you know, my dad's been very poorly, and so it's made it really difficult to keep up with the blog and the YouTube channel and running all of my businesses at the same time, and so I haven't been doing as much when it comes to the YouTube channel and blogs, but hopefully I can get back to doing those more regularly very soon. So I'm excited to catch up with you guys. But second of all, I'm really excited about the topic of the video today, which is the power of compounding. So as many of you know, I actually started trading Forex around about 5 months ago now, and it's been a huge learning curve. There's been an awful lot to learn. You know, I've had a lot of winning days where I've made a lot of money, and I've had a lot of losing days as well. And it's took a little while, but now I'm really starting to get my head around things. I'm starting to really be consistent with my training, and recently I've learned a new strategy as well that has changed everything. So I'm going to briefly just explain something to you before I go into the compound stuff with good old paint here. So previously, and a lot of traders still trade like this, what would happen is if you enter a trade at this green line here on a buy and price goes up, so let me just draw that, it means that all of this space here, all of these pips that you're gaining, would earn you dollars. However, if it went down the other way and price came down like this, all of this space, all of these pips would give you negative equity. And so what a lot of traders used to do, and a lot of traders still do, is put a huge stop loss down here. And this could be 30, 50, 100, 200, even more pips than that. So the reason they did this was because they were hoping that the market would come so far down like this and then turn and start and come back up again. Now the problem with this is it means that all of this space here is still drawdown. You know, you don't make a profit till you actually hit this green line again, and then you're only break even. So it's got a long way to come up. And if even worse, it comes down and hits your stop loss, you've lost a lot of pips there. So you can see how this, although it is the most common way to trade, you can see how this isn't necessarily the ideal way to trade. So in the new system I've been learning, it is so precise and so specific that we are now putting a stop loss here. And yet we lose some trades. They get stopped out with a very, very small loss of between 5 and 10 pips. So it comes down here, we get stopped out, and we wait for a perfect re-entry point again. So at no point do we lose these 50, 100, 200 pips. But what it also means is that if we do get stopped out, we're not participating in this drawdown. So if we find a good entry price here, we can re-enter again, and we're actually making pips on this section, whereas the old style trader, this guy here, wouldn't make any pips on this section. So you can see how this new style of trading is really powerful. But what it also means is that we can use a much higher lot size than this guy. And what that means is that you're earning more per pip in a trade than this guy is. So, for example, if I wanted to risk 2% of my account previously on the old style, and I've got a huge stop loss like this, I'm going to have to use a very, very small lot size to only risk 2% of my account. However, if I've got a tiny stop loss like this, I can use a much larger lot size and still only risk 2% of my account. So let me show you how that works. Up here I've got a Forex Calculator. So let's show you how this works. So basically, let's say we've got a US dollar account, we've got $300 in, and we want to risk 2% of our account, and we're using a lot size of 50 pips, which is still a lot smaller than some of the old style traders are using. And let's put calculate lots. To risk 2% of our account with a 50 pip stop loss, we can only use a 0.01 lot size. Let's see what happens when we drop that down to 10 pips. And bear in mind, sometimes we're using 5 pips with this new strategy. So let's drop that down to 10 pips, calculate lot. we can now use a 0.07 lot size. That means we are making 7 times the profit of the guy who uses the big stop loss with exactly the same risk to our account. So that's really, really powerful. But now let's look at the compound calculator. So because we're now using these much larger lot sizes, it means that we can grow our accounts very quickly with a very small amount of pips per day. So on this basis, every 10 pips you make would also give you a 2% increase on your account. So if we're using a stop loss of 10 pips and that's a 2% risk, what that means is for every 10 pips we gain, we're also increasing our account by 2%. So let's go over to the compound calculator. And we're starting with a $300 account, just like we were on the lot size calculator. And let's say we don't get 10 pips a day. Let's say we only get 5 pips a day, which is super, super easy. That would be a 1% growth on our account every day. And let's put the term as 261 days, because if we minus the weekends, and us Forex traders don't have access to weekend trading, then 261 days works out about a year. And let's say we leave it in there and we don't touch it at all, 100% reinvest rate. Let's calculate what your $300 would turn into after a year. Your $300 would grow to $4,000 in 1 year. Now, here's the thing, that is on 5 pips. 5 pips is a really, really tiny amount. So let's say we go still very conservative at 10 pips, which would be a 2% increase on our account. And let's recalculate that. Exactly the same. You then turn $300 into $52,000 in 1 year. Okay, so let's say you're a more active trader, you're using the tools that we have, the Iml Harmonic Scanner, things like that. You're using these tools and you're gaining, let's say, I don't know, 20 pips a day, which is still fairly easy to do. And that would be a 4% increase on the account. Let's see what happens to your $300 in 1 year with a 4% daily increase on your account. There you go. That would turn into 8 million, more than 8 million. So you can see how crazy this is, and crazy exciting as well. And this site's called compounddaily.com. I'll put the link below the video. But what it does is it actually breaks down what you would earn every day as well. So as you can see, in the beginning, it's really small amounts. For you to make 4% on a $300 account, you're making $12 the first day. You know, it starts really small accounts. But when you're getting up to the big numbers and your account size grows, 4% becomes a lot of money. And the thing is, you're not actually having to do anything different to make these huge sums of money in 1 day. You're just having to get exactly the same amount of pips. Because your balance is increasing, your lot size is also increasing. So you can see how powerful compounding is. And the trouble is, a lot of people kind of quit Forex really early on before they've seen the power of this. You know, they start with like $300, they don't take the time to learn, and they think, well, hang on, I'm only making like $10, $20 a day. But actually speaking, that is the start of something really special when you leave it in there to compound and to reinvest. So it's really exciting. I couldn't be more excited about the journey that I'm on at the moment. And especially with this new system where I'm learning how to use these tiny stop losses. And so I can use these bigger lot sizes for the same amount of risk. And again, if you have more money to start with, let's have a quick look at this. Let's say you have a 3% daily increase, which is 15 pips a day, but you're starting your account with $2,000. Let's just see what happens when you do that. You know, if you've got more money to invest, you can use a bigger lot size from the get-go. And as you can see, you know, it's crazy how much this money can really multiply quickly when you start and get the hang of it. And so I'm really excited about this, and it's something that I think that everybody can take advantage of. Now here's the thing, is that Forex is not guaranteed. Past profits don't guarantee future results. And there are up days, there are down days. You know, all professional traders have losing days and winning days. And the thing is with that is that that's fine, because as long as you're getting those 5, 10, 15 pips a day profit, as long as you average out over that, then you're still on track to do these things. So it's absolutely incredible what can be achieved, but there is some work and there is a learning curve as well. So for example, we use something called the Iml Harmonic Scanning. You've probably seen me talking about it before, which is this tool here. And what you'll see from that is even if you only go up to take profit 1, a lot of these tools have 20, 30, 40, 50 pips profit in them on one trade. And we get multiple of these trades per day. But on top of that, the IML instructors, and there's a certain one in particular who I'm not going to name on here, but I will, if anybody wants any information on it, they can email me. But there's a certain educator for IML in particular that is teaching us a very specific strategy to have the tiny stop loss. So the tiny stop loss of 5 to 10 pips, which is just incredible, because that means that we can risk the same amount of our account but use a higher lot size than everybody else. And it's just so exciting. I can't wait to bring you updates of this over the coming weeks. If any of you guys are interested in getting involved with IML, then please do email me. It's Stacey, Stacey, at tycoonfactory.com, and I will put that below the video again. I'd be happy to help you get started. I'm really excited for you to see what's possible. And we also have lots of other tools. I mean, we've got auto traders and things like that. But I think there's nothing more satisfying than to be able to learn a skill and see your own results from it. It's just phenomenal. So guys, I shall see you in another video. Speak soon.